Where the pros talk sports in Riverside and San Bernardino. Fox Sports 1350. KTDD San Bernardino. An iHeartRadio station.
And I think that it looks like we have a caller that's calling in. If we'll get him to introduce himself, but we have a caller calling in on the Boost Mobile Be Her Celebrity Hotline live on IE Sportsnet on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. If you would do us the privilege and honor of introducing yourself.
Yes, hi, this is Eric Sondheimer from the LA Times.
Hey, Eric, man. How you doing, sir? Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, good morning. I'm already here at the Pyramid. It's going to be a long but fun day.
Yes, indeed. Hey, man, well, first thing first, man, I'm glad you said your last name, Eric, because we were having some, I'm certain that you've had that challenge before, but maybe you can assist us on the pronunciation of your last name, please, sir.
Yes, it's Sondheimer.
Sondheimer, okay, fantastic. Well, sir, again, thank you so much. A writer for the LA Times. Now, we're obviously one of the big games taking place today over at the Pyramid is Chino Hills. And we've obviously been following you. We're talking about how they've been blowing through the regular season. Can anyone in the state really take on these guys? What are you thinking about that? What are your thoughts?
Well, Bishop Montgomery certainly has taken them on. It was back in January 30th, and they gave him a great game. And Lonzo Ball had probably his worst game of his career,
right,
shooting-wise, 2 for 21. So I think they certainly show the opportunity to play with them. I don't think they will win, but they're certainly a formidable opponent. And I think really this is the state championship game. I think if Chino Hills is able to get to Sacramento and able to play in the Sleep Train Arena, they will win big because they love to play in a arena setting. It allows them to run and stun and have fun. And so this, to me, is the state championship game tonight.
Certainly. And, and we're talking about here, obviously Chino Hills ranked nationally number one and, number one in state. However, you have Bishop Montgomery here. They have a national rank of number 4, number 2. Can you give us your thoughts on the mood of that game and the excitement? Because we were there at the Honda Center. It was just, the game was jam-packed and, it was very exciting.
Right. Everywhere Chino Hills goes, they draw close to a sellout crowd. It's not a sellout crowd. I've been having to get there 3 hours before games just to make sure I got a seat and I have a pass.
Right.
It kind of tells you where things are at, and it's really a strange scene out there because people are coming to see a team rout the other team.
Right.
And usually, from my perspective, I don't go see games that aren't close, but they are so fun to watch and so entertaining that it makes it fun just to be there to chronicle what's happening, and so that I think that's the fans have really seen that they're making basketball fun, and it's really been an interesting situation unfolding here in Southern California.
And once again, we're live on IE Sportsnet on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Eric Schottenheimer. Hopefully I got that right.
Sondheimer.
Reporter for the LA Times, calling in. Let's talk about tonight's matchup. What was crazy is Eternal and I were talking about this. They have 2 sessions. So there's session 1, and then there's a Chino Hill session. So, like you said, they love playing at sold-out arenas. They're going to be at the Pyramid. This Bishop Montgomery played them really tight. Like you said, earlier this year they lost 71-67. Lonzo had an off game, one of the few off games that they had. And you talked about it a little bit. Is this a game that we should even show up to, or is Chino Hills, are they already got their reservations for Sacramento?
No, it's definitely a game to show up to. Bishop Montgomery has a great coach, and Doug Mitchell. He's had a week to prepare. He didn't really have that much time to prepare the last time. Maybe that was the smart way to go, just put them out there and deal with it. But I think they'll be even better prepared. The key for them is rebounding. They have to be able to rebound. They're not very tall, and that's where they got beat up a little bit last time. But to me, the difference that's happened is the development of the freshman center for Chino Hills, Onika Okongwu, and he's just become, to me, the best freshman around as far as a center position. He's blocking shots. He had a streak of 20 blocks in a 3-game series.
Wow.
And he's taken them to a different level, really, and that's why they become pretty much unbeatable in my mind. People will give them a game and stuff, but I just don't see them losing.
And that's good. And it's good to know that there are other, and that's one thing about it. We get caught up in the Ball brothers, and they are a complete team from, the starting five. They're a complete team, and they have a lot of players on the team that are very good players. But with that being said, the best player and the leader on the number one team in the Inland Empire, in the state of California, and in the nation. He just got the Gatorade National Player of the Year. Can you give us your thoughts on how special the UCLA commit Lonzo Ball has been this year?
Yeah, he's just a rare point guard in that he will do whatever it takes to win, if that means scoring or that means passing, rebounding. Just has so much versatility, blocking shots. I just think that his unselfishness and his humbleness is really the key. It's created that kind of chemistry that allows them to do so well during games. There's so many good passes. Yes, his shooting at times has not been great, but he does so many other things well, and he clearly is considered the best player in the state. There's no question about it. Every coach raves about him. Yes, Chino Hills will be good without them next year, I think, because they got some really good players coming back. But without him, it's going to be a different story. He's just so dedicated, so tough, so competitive, very smart, right. And he finds a way to win. And look at that. They're 33-0. The last game they lost, I was there. It was in the state tournament. He fouled out. He was very upset. It's the only time that I've seen him really upset. He really didn't want to talk after the game.
Right.
But I think he uses that memory to motivate him. And this team doesn't even celebrate after winning the Southern Section Championship. They probably won't celebrate tonight if they win the regional championship. They want to celebrate that state championship next week in Sacramento.
Yeah, and that's special. It really is. And we saw that when we were at the Honda Center. It was very odd, to say the least. But again, we're talking about how amazing they are, but they're looking forward to almost to tying the state record for most 100 points with 18. What do you think about Bishop Montgomery's chances of holding them from that record tonight?
Well, Bishop likes to run, so I think there is a possibility of that being broken tonight. So what they showed last time was that they wanted to attack, and the difference was that Chino Hills didn't shoot very well at Cerritos College. So I think that there's much better chance of them breaking the record tonight.
Wow. I agree. And once again, Eric Sondheimer, writer for LA Times, live on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM with Coach B and Eternal. Now, I know you're at the Pyramid right now, and you're getting ready to do your reporting for the LA Times. Great reporting you do. One last question I wanted to ask you about. Like we said, we spent a lot of time on Lonzo. Can you talk about his brothers, LiAngelo and LaMelo Ball? What are your thoughts on their game? I mean, we talked about this last week with Michelle Gardner, reporter from the Daily Bulletin. LaMelo is supposed to be an 8th grader.
Right. LaMelo is the one that's become the fan favorite. If you go to the games, he wears the flashy shoes that you can see on an aircraft carrier. Got the flashy dribbling. He shoots from way out. It's going to be fun seeing his development because he's only like 5'10 or 5'11, and he's going to obviously grow a lot more and stuff. And so he's just so fearless for somebody who's 14 years old. And now in this day and age, everybody holds back their top kids.
Exactly.
Right.
So you're seeing 16-year-old freshmen, but he's a 14-year-old freshman. So it's stunning how well he's playing. And LiAngelo has gotten a lot better this year. He's a physical player. He's a great outside shooter, and he will keep learning. He's the guy that's going to be most interesting next year when Lonzo leaves, to see how he ends up playing without Lonzo around and stuff. So that'll be something I'll be interested in seeing.
Absolutely. Once again, Eric Sondheimer. He's the prep sports columnist for the LA Times. He's been honored 5 times by the California Prep Sports Writer Association as the best prep sports column. He joined the Daily Bulletin in 1997, covering high school sports. If you want to follow him and get the updates on all tonight's action from the Pyramid, follow him on Twitter, LaTSondheimer. We thank you so much for calling in. We know that you do a great job. We appreciate. I know it's LA Times, but we thank you guys so much for shining the light on the Inland Empire and the special things going out here.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You do the same,
Bye-bye.
sir. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you. You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, IE Sportsnet, every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.